But the other thing, kind of speaking with, I think this may have, no, I don't think this had anything to do with New York Comic Con, but Alan Moore of Watchmen and everything, he did a interview, which is I thought this was just newsworthy to let everybody know because I don't know if you don't know too much about Alan Moore, is like he's a very sheltered individual. He is not someone who he'll speak very bluntly, but like and he'll tell you how it is, but he's not someone who's like wrapped up in like the limelight about stuff. He like doesn't he just really just pretty much retired from comic books, and he goes on to alliterate kind of reiterate that later that he's just like kind of done with comic books at some point. So if you want to read this interview that he did, because it's just not something that he normally does. So if you're a fan of Alan Moore and his works, you might want to go check out the article and just see what he has to say. Because I thought, again, I'm not going to go through and read this whole thing, and I haven't even finished it myself. And I thought it was definitely newsworthy to let people know that it's out here because this is not something he normally does. So it's always nice to hear from, I mean, people
Alan
like this.
Moore is, I mean, he's one of the top 5 comic creators of all time, maybe top 3, top 2. He may be the best comic creator of all time. Who knows? What he's done for comics in a way has been, revolutionary between Watchmen and some of the other things that he's done. But he's also the old man on the lawn yelling at the kids.
Hmm.
And I think that has hurt the comic industry to a certain degree as much as he's helped it. And so his stubbornness, his refusal to even approach other mediums for his stories and his things. Um, as a comic book fan who likes to see it being accepted mainstream, who likes to see the success Marvel has had with their movies, I have a love hate relationship with Alan Moore. But
No, yeah, I could feel that for sure.
but again, he's a brilliant writer, and I'm actually looking forward. I didn't know this interview had happened, so I'm glad you brought it up. I'm interested to read it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, 'cause that's the thing too, like, I remember shortly before the Watchmen HBO series came out, he was asked or something of if he would ever watch it or because it's the Watchmen HBO series was a direct sequel to his graphic novel, not like a retelling of the first of the graphic novel or a sequel to Zack Snyder saying it was actually a sequel to the graphic novel, and, like, he just wrote it off entirely, like, he was completely
Yeah.
uninterested, like, this
And that
yeah.
was a phenomenal series.
It was
It
great.
had just as much artistic value as it did, it wasn't just it could have been, and it wasn't just an easy cash grab,
Mhm.
on their part. And so for him to dismiss it, so, that's where that hate part of the love-hate relationship comes from. It's like, why is he so curmudgeon-y
Yeah,
about
Yeah,
right,
this
that's a
right.
good way to put it.
So,
Yeah, it's definitely odd. It can definitely be very off-putting. Like so, like I mean, I totally get it. I feel kind of the same way. Like I appreciate kind of like the Mel Gibson thing, right? Like he's kind of a shitty dude and has done shitty things, but I still appreciate all the good he's done. You know, like and like as far as his acting and directing goes, and it's kind of the same thing. Is that he might be like, hey, I might not agree with everything he does. I don't know, like in the
yeah.
personally or whatever, but I mean, it doesn't take away from Watchmen, V from the Dead, a League of Sword. It's I mean, he still did all that stuff. Like, I respect that, you know?
Something to be said for, him standing up. I mean, it says in the article that I saw a glimpse at that he's lost millions of dollars by not endorsing these movies,
Yeah,
he's
I
refused
read that.
profits for millions of
Oh,
dollars.
yeah.
And that's there's something to be said for that. There's something to be
Some
said for
integrity.
standing up, especially in the world we live in nowadays, to have your principles and stand by them so steadfastly. But I also think there's the other aspect of um League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is built off of characters that were created by other people. Now he's taken and put his own spin on them. So for him to just summarily dismiss things like the Watchmen HBO film, I feel like is kind of,
It's a
I
bit
don't know. It's
counterintuitive.
yeah.
You
So
could
thank you.
definitely argue it's a bit counterintuitive, sure.
So
Like, well
anyway, I've gone on longer than I intended to on Alan Moore,
oh,
but
no, I
but
mean,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely an interesting article that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, no, yeah, because again, like the main takeaway I got from this was that Alan Moore did an interview. I'm
Yeah.
shocked that he did an interview. So like there it is, guys. Go look it up. It's on Deadline. So